The BBC has announced what it has described as a freestanding investigation into the conduct of the disgraced presenter Stuart Hall. Hall is facing jail after admitting to a string of sexual offences in the 1960s, 70s and 80s. Our correspondent Victoria MacDonald is outside Broadcasting House now. Yesterday, Victoria, the BBC said there would be no separate inquiry into Stuart Hall. It would all be part of Dame Janet Smith-Savile inquiry. What's changed?
Well, yes, we heard this Lord Patton, the BBC Chairman Trust Chairman, saying that there wouldn't be this separate inquiry, that he said there were enough resources in the Dame Janet Smith investigation into Jimmy Savile to wrap it all up into there, and that it would only delay the process. Now we know last week that Stuart Hall pleaded guilty to assaulting 13 girls, one of them as young as 9. Roll on 24 hours later from Lord Patton's interview, and the BBC suddenly this afternoon announced that there would indeed be what they're calling this freestanding inquiry. Now, some of us might think that that means a separate inquiry, but they're insisting that it's not exactly that. There will also be, as a yet-to-be-named individual heading that inquiry, but it will then feed into Dame Janet Smith and what was happening with Jimmy Savile.
And so what can we expect this new inquiry to look into?
Well, this will, of course, be looking at who, what, where and when. And part of the issue with Dame Janet is it's a bit of a sort of 6 degrees of separation, actually, because our understanding is that there is this conflict of interest with her, because she, from her first marriage, happens to know somebody who was working in the BBC Manchester newsroom, a quite senior executive, Raymond Colley, and whoever leads this new inquiry will have to presumably ask him questions. What they will be looking at is this point about the sort of culture that was presiding at the BBC. In fact, all the sort of questions that they needed to ask of the Jimmy Savile inquiry, and most importantly, issues about, there are some suggestions, for instance, that Stuart Hall had a room where he used to entertain ladies in the afternoon, and some people have been saying, well, it wasn't for cups of tea, so who allowed that to happen? Why did it go on?
Victoria MacDonald, thanks very much.